Hello everyone, I'm the Nerdy Fool and welcome back to Baldur's Gate 3. We've just had a fun little adventure here in Ramazith Tower with Lorroakan, where he had this wonderful plan laid out to capture Aelin that did not work out in his favor. So, yeah, Roland has now claimed Ramazith Tower as his own to be the new master, and Lorroakan is no more. But we want to do some looting of the place. We've already gone around this top floor, I think, fairly well, looking for things of note. But in the middle of the fight, we saw that there was a path that leads down. Mainly because the Crank, whatever his name was, got dropped down onto a lower floor, and that alerted me to that there are lower floors. So, yeah. Let's head on down. Rest of the party can jump down normal ways. Yeah, we saw these in the middle of the fight. I'm assuming they're traps. Are you guys coming? That sounds like jumping. The whole shaking of everything is usually jumping. Alright, let's split the group. Astarion, are you not going to come on down here? Okay, guess I have to baby you with your jumps. Arcana failed. Well, that's moderately worrying. Arcana failed again.
No time to dally.
Alright, Shadowheart. We'll let you take the jumps. Hello? I think you failed the jump I told you to do. Okay, no, it thinks you were sufficiently on there. Can you just jump down to here from where you are? No, you'll take damage. Arcana failed. Good.
Best avoid that trap.
Okay.
What now?
Astarion, could you disable that for me? Since you can't fail things anymore. Lastly, Lae'zel. Wait. That was a far enough fall that you were taking damage? Arcana failed. Alright. Astarion, let's have you move over towards this thing. No? You can't interact with it?
At least things have stayed interesting.
Let's see if I can do an Arcana check. Because definitely those things highlighted mid-fight in red. Which made me assume there was something going on. Hello, Mage Hand. Alright, so there's probably a way to get outside as well. Weave button.
Let's move. Moving in.
Alright, walk over that. Didn't hurt you. Good. Do I have you press the weave button that we know nothing about? Very nervous. What does it do? Didn't see. Something. Oh. Okay, no. Arcane cannons. We've seen those in the other tower. Level 1 constructs. I don't really feel like dealing with them. Can you please just hit the button again? Alright. Vulnerable to lightning. You don't say. Alright, go over here. Shocking grasp. You know, the usual. Needs a 10 to hit. They rolled a 31. Don't use Luck of the Far Realm then. We'll just save that for later.
There's blood in the air.
Alright, Astarion. What do we do with you? So we've got another one over here. They are resistant to physical damage. I don't think you can actually make it that far reasonably. You could make it to this one, though, with a dash. I don't even know why we're fighting here, but we are.
Let's play.
Okay, another one down.
On my way.
Huh. So we see these traps. I haven't seen the trigger yet. I thought these were the triggers, but clearly not. I guess just move forward. You can't disarm it this turn, unfortunately. But you can at least get close. Alright. Traps, what are you going to do? Or arcane cannons, to be more precise. Hello? It's your turn. Take your shot or move on your turn. Okay, they did nothing. It's my favorite thing for enemies to do on their turn. Can you jump? And the sneezing continues. Does that allow you to get close enough? No. Alright, fine. You'll have to dash. I could have her shoot with her crossbow, but no. Dash over to here. And you can take it out next turn.
What should I do?
Can you do anything significant to it? How are you versus Radiant? Neutral. Don't run down there, just cast Sacred Flame on it. Target too far. What is their dex save? Terrible. Yeah. Can you get to a position where you can see it without having to run all the way over there? Yeah. Well, that didn't do it. Back to us. Let's fly over to you. Arcana successful, so we saw that. It's interesting that it's Arcana checks to see these traps rather than Perception. $66 damage. It's so good.
I'm ready.
Alright, Astarion. Disable this. Nat 20. Then head up here. That used your action, but you still have 2 attacks with your daggers. Immune to piercing. I thought it was just resistant. Huh. Weird. Alright, are you going to take your turn this time or just sit around doing nothing for a bit longer? Also, I feel a little bit bad for Roland, who's just like, oh yeah, the tower's super powerful. No one would dare come in here and attack. And then we just destroy all of his defenses. Like, my bad. Immune to slashing. But it really isn't. It's resistant. And yes, it has the medium toughness, which should reduce damage unless we can hit it hard enough. Not immune, though. Oh well. I'm just going to skip your turn. Alright. Seems like we are the best person to take these out. Not terribly surprising since we do lightning damage. There we go. I was hoping hitting the button would get it to reset.
What's hiding here? Step carefully. Trap.
Alright. Let's regroup. I think it's fine, probably. Maybe. Astarion, can you deal with the trap in question?
It's been a long day. I'll need to rest soon.
Yeah, we probably should rest at some point. We used quite a few high-level spells. Probably should also use a short rest because some of our people are fairly injured.
That took the edge off.
There we go.
Let's get going.
No problem.
Anything of use?
Opulent chest, arrow of salving. Cure your target of poison, paralysis, or blindness. So you shoot someone with a healing arrow. Smoke powder arrow, some gold. Another weave button. And then we have some books that are outside, which I'm sure we'll get to at some point.
My feet can carry me.
No traps that we're seeing over here again yet. Opulent chest. What? Oh, it's the mage hand. There's a lot of weave buttons. Part of me wants to push them to see if they do anything. I guess there's no real harm because we've already destroyed the traps. So what happens if we hit this weave button? I mean, maybe we'll summon a different set of traps. Tossing down a quick save just to be sure. Okay, that's doing something. Huh. That put us into the vault where we got one of our books. It's not where I want to be. Is there no way to go back? Yeah, we would have to go through here. I'm just going to reload. We know where that goes now. I could walk all the way through the tower to get back, but I don't find that interesting. That's down in the... I was going to say basement, but we don't actually know where it is. It's through a portal. Felt like a basement. Come on, reload faster. Like, if there'd been real consequences, I would have left them, but just take ages to walk back to where you were is not interesting to me. Okay, we've already hit that button. That's the one that summoned all of them. Right? Yeah. That's the button that summoned all the traps. Or is it... Was it you that summoned the traps? I guess we've got a bunch of weave buttons. So... You teleport me. I think you were the one that summoned the traps, but let's save and find out. It shouldn't do anything now that they're all dead. And it seems not to. Let's see. You. Teleports me down here. Neat. And display case. What traps are you seeing? Just that one? Or are there traps on the ground?
Keep your distance, darling.
Well, disarm that for me.
Something over there.
Something over where? I don't see what you pinged. High security vault number 1 key.
Have a lot on my mind.
Interesting.
Well, in it.
Sorcerer Sundry's mystery door key. Hastening spores. Alright, there's some interesting things there. Probably that button will teleport us back out of here, I'm guessing, or drop the arcane barriers. Flesh to stone. How do we get through these barriers? Invulnerable. Immune to all damage. That's rough. There's got to be one of these buttons that drops it. That just teleports us back up, as suspected. Take that money. Hit the next random button. Didn't seem to do anything. At least to my eye. Huh. Alright, that's everything on the top floor checked out. Wizard's task list over there. Oh. No, we've set off the traps we haven't disarmed yet. Which looked like very little because we had dealt with most of them. It's Cloud Kill. How fun. Can we turn that off? If I go into the throw menu, grab something weighty, not a bomb. Sure, this expensive robe. There we go. We'll sort that out later. Task for which I require aid. Sweeping out the main hall, removing Rasmus' personal effects from my chambers, placing such valuable tomes as the Annals of Karsus in the Karsus vault for safekeeping, et al. If Miklar cannot handle such simple matters, I ought to replace him with an animated armor or two. More gold. Ye Folly of Karsus. We've read that. They've got 3 copies of that here in this area. Yeah, we haven't figured out how to deal with that. And I'm guessing this is going to remain a problem. Probably if I hit this button again, it would turn off the Cloud Kill. I probably left it in an on state. Either that or it just takes time.
Will be done.
You have Mage Hand. Can you Mage Hand and grab that for me? Okay, throw it over to here. You immediately failed. Okay, but we know it's still running. So let's hit the button again. Does that turn it off? Because surely the cloud kill is not going to run forever. Because I don't care much about those robes, but I do kind of want them back. And I don't want to have to go into the cloud kill to get them. Whatever. Can we get outside? We can't. How does one get outside then? Because there's things out there. And none of the buttons took me there. Ah, probably this barricade.
On my way.
Eager for battle.
Lae'zel, can you take down this barricade for me?
Mercy.
Again, apologies, Roland. We're taking down all of your defenses.
Looking ahead. What path lies before me?
It's not like I intended to take out all your defenses. They're just in my way. Schools of Magic Conjuration. The internal invitation, the yes to abjuration's no, the School of Conjuration is the mage's mighty beckoning to the wonders of our world has to offer. Key terms: create, summon, invite, teleport. Key concepts: transportation, summoning, producing, finding. Enchanted Me, an alternative perspective to the weave. We've read that one. Let's read Enchanted Me. This book describes an elderly spellcaster's years learning the art of enchantment. Cold and frigid was the day I learned that to fail in charming a better wizard was the most dangerous game of all. I first met Cavalieren Draithwaite at Kalashite Barum. The game was a complicated play of cards I hadn't mastered, but being young, foolhardy, and overconfident in my abilities as a student wizard, I thought I'd use my minimal talent with enchantment to gain the upper hand. Quietly did I seek to charm the feeble old man to my left. The feeble old woman to my left. She appeared to me a parochial sort and unlikely to put up much resistance to my trickery. I'd been blown against the Barum's back wall, then up to the ceiling and back down again before I realized this feeble woman was none other than Cavalieren Draithwaite, Master of Charms, author of the very textbook from which I learnt the enchantment I attempted to use against her, and she gave me a good thrashing for my audacity. We became lifelong friends. Cool. Yeah, okay. We've read all those. Moving on. I think there were a few other books or scrolls or something to see out here. A half-eaten apple, lovely. Is there nothing else? Ooh, another weave button. What do you do? Do you turn off the globes of invulnerability? I would hope not. Nope. Did we just launch fireballs at the city? I ask because I do it again. Oh. That's bad. Also, this tower is way taller than it looked when we were on the ground. Anyway, we're not going to launch fireballs at the city. As fun as that sounds, Roland would get in trouble. But it is good to know that apparently he does in fact have defenses with his tower to fight back against the city. Hopefully he's able to guide those better than just random shots at the city. Because I don't want to do random shots at the city. That seems bad. So now we know. A loot, a backpack that's empty. Yeah, this was the window we saw before. With a bunch of ingredients and a be warned. Oh. Odd. I guess you were just watering the plants. Alright, be warned. About what? Dear staff, following from our meeting, be warned. Officially, never to touch Lorokin's magic buttons within the tower. He alone knows which is where and why, and any mistake could prove quite deadly. May Vompta rest in peace. Yikes. Guessing nothing of value in any of those random barrels. We're back to the start. How do I get past your globes of invulnerability? That's what I want to know. And how do I turn off the cloud kill? Surely once you turn it on, it's not just permanently on. Because cloud kill is bad. Alright, let's go over here. Can I grab this safely? Yes. If I threw something smaller... Because it's based on weight, not based on size. Say I threw a bronze ingot onto the gas pit. I'm wondering if Astarion, can get over there to disarm it. Not that I have a need for it to be disarmed, but just feels like it's a potential problem for me later. There we go.
No one back home will ever believe this.
And we can re-pick up our bronze ingot. And nothing seems to deal with those. And it annoys me, because there's valuables inside. Some sort of staff and some sort of armor. And I want them. Did we not open this display case? I guess not. And it's not you. You just take me to and from here. I'm gonna head back down and see if I missed something. Oh. Well, that is different. Well, still, can you fly around and get down there? Because I would think you should be able to. No. Oh, very interesting. You've got to hit the right button, and I've totally forgotten which button is the right button. And even if I remembered, we don't know how to deal with it. What am I missing? Oh. Yeah, we need to not be here in this in-between area, because then we can't actually walk around. Was it you? Or were you the cloud kill button? I guess it doesn't matter. There's no longer... I guess there's one bad button, the one that takes us back to that starting area. So you're not the one that teleports me. You might be the one that teleports me. Should have marked it better. Yeah, you're the one that teleports me back to here. Of course you are. I'm wasting so much time with saves and reloads. Yeah, it feels like there's got to be a way to get through those globes of invulnerability. That some button should do it. But I don't know. We've got all the keys, we've got access to all the buttons. It's not you. It's definitely not you. So this is the southeastern button that we definitely don't want to push.
Better not be cursed.
Not you. There we are. Here. It's got to be something. Nothing stands out. You're immune to damage. I don't think I have any sort of dispel magic, because I don't think they put it in the game. I'm gonna do a quick Google. Just see if there is an obvious solution I'm missing. Yeah, that's what the spell is. Okay. That's what I'm missing. Okay. Feel a little bad to Google things, but not overly much. There is apparently some sort of invisible levers, so we need to be able to see invisibility. That is a puzzle we have not, to my knowledge, seen before. So we've got... Let's just see what all we have. We've got 2 potions of sea invisibility and 2 scrolls of... Or 1 scroll of sea invisibility. Let's drink one of these. That gets rid of our heroism, which is fine.
Never wanted the easy path.
Okay. So yeah, we've got 2 levers and a plaque that says above. Okay, so the plaques, the buttons are labeled with invisible plaques. That's cool. Let's save and pull the lever. And the game crashed. Well, that's fun. Well, let's pull out our potion of sea invisibility. The game is quite stable, so I'm surprised to see it crash. So that's clean up.
Time to press ahead.
You are below. I assume below is what we want. Yeah. And then we've got you 2. Let's toss down another save. And hopefully the game won't crash when I hit the lever. Arcana check that I'm making. Interesting. DC 20. This isn't ideal for us. I think that's good enough. It could be good enough. Yeah. We got a decent roll, and so it was enough. So these take Arcana checks. That is rough. Well, we made one. Another DC 20 check. Roll good. That is not good. I don't know if I can have everyone attempt it. We'll use inspiration to roll again. Do I want to give advantage? Or is the D4 better? I'm going to stick with the D4. There we go, yeah. Perfect. Yeah, having invisible levers, it's smart. Though you think we would have stumbled upon them because they're still physically there. Robe of the Weave.
Will fit in my pack.
Well, I was hoping to look at it. Robe of the Weave. What are you? Arcane enchantment, you get +1 bonus to spell DCs and spell attack rolls. Good. Whenever the wearer succeeds as a saving throw against a spell, they regain 1 to 6 hit points, and it gives them a +2 AC. My current one allows me to add my charisma modifier to cantrips, and I gain charisma modifier temporary hit points every turn. I think my robes are better, but the Robe of the Weave isn't bad. And then Markoshir, whatever you are. It's a legendary quarterstaff. You gain a +1 bonus to spell save DC and spell attack rolls. Arcane Battery. Alleviate the arcane burden of spellcasting with the power of this staff. The next spell you cast doesn't cost a spell slot. Okay. +2 weapon enchantment. Kareshka's Favor. Imbue yourself with elemental energy sourced from the draconic goddess Kareshka. I don't know what that means. Imbue yourself with elemental energy. It's just not clear enough. Kareshka, draconic goddess of arcane knowledge, imbues many chromatic dragons with their magic. This includes their exquisite and terrible breath, which has wrenched giants from their tall thrones, destroyed civilizations of small folk. It's interesting. Gives us a spell casting that doesn't use a spell slot. Does that allow us to cast spells that we don't have a slot for? Like if I wanted to cast a 6th level spell right now, could I do it? Or do I have to have the slot first to be able to cast the spell, and then it would just make it not cost an action, or not cost a slot? I guess we can find out. Minor amounts of experimenting. If I grab that staff, which is probably here, and I say I want to cast a 6th level disintegrate, it doesn't let me. So, yeah, presumably, do I have to activate? Oh, I have to activate Arcane Battery. Toss down a save before I activate it. Or it's a passive ability. Okay. Which then allows me to cast 6th level Disintegrate without the slot. Okay, so I don't need the slot first. Cool. And what do you do? Once per short rest. Ah, there we go. Embrace Kareshka's Flame to gain resistance to fire damage. In addition, your fire spells deal additional fire damage equal to your proficiency bonus. When you deal damage with a spell, gain 1 turn of heat, which we don't really care for. While attuned to Kareshka's Flame, you can cast Fireball and Wall of Fire. Okay, if we looked at Lightning, which is more our speed. Resistance to lightning damage. Lightning spells do additional damage equal to proficiency. 1 lightning charge. While attuned to Kareshka's Bolt, you can cast Chain Lightning and Lightning Bolt. and it lasts until long rest. So I should just do this right away. What are the other ones? Because we know about heat, we know about lightning charges. Are there similar things for the others? You deal spell damage, inflict 1 turn of frost. Cool. Thunder, reverberation, we've seen that. Just poisoned. And acid gives us noxious fumes. Hunger of Hadar melts acid arrow. Cloud kill, ray of sickness. Yeah, there's some good stuff here. But getting an additional bonus to damage of... What are we at? 3? Probably, maybe 4. For our proficiency on all lightning spells. Gaining more lightning charges on our casts. Well, we'd be losing the 2 lightning charges for casts that we had with our other staff. And we already have Chain Lightning and Lightning Bolt. So this doesn't necessarily help us overly much. And resistance to lightning isn't that important either. Might be better if we are going up against an enemy that we know has certain vulnerabilities that we don't have a ton of spell options for. This just gives us a variety of our options. And then a free extra spell slot of a higher level is great. I don't know. I think in general, I probably prefer my other staff. And it's just in specific cases, I might want to switch out for that. But I think we are now officially done with the tower.
Cursed to put my hands on everything.
So that takes us here. And then... we don't really have a good way of getting out of here, besides the button that takes us to the basement. Or jumping up all these stairs. Alright, for ourself... can we get out of that? We can fly. Hopefully everyone else is willing to jump. Looks like they're making their way along. Good. I mean, you got close, Lae'zel. The rest of you, not so much. Let's split up the party again.
Enough waiting. I crave blood.
Path is interrupted. Come on. Alright, let's send you up.
Yes.
Kind of tedious to get in and out of here, but it's fine. Lastly, Shadowheart. I mean, I guess Lorokin can fly. So for him, it wasn't a big deal. But I'm surprised he doesn't have a button that takes him up and down. Path is interrupted. Alright, there you go. Remerge.
So that's progress.
Let's get out of here. Although I wonder if people are going to freak out if there's any notice that Lorokin's dead. But maybe not, because his projections still remain.
Speak up.
Welcome back, dear patron. Remember that the great wizard doesn't suffer fools who waste his time. Let your knowledge determine your path forward.
Yeah. You're dead.
Moving ahead.
I guess that's everything I wanted to do in Sorcerous Sundries. Sorcerous Sundries? whatever it is.
Look. It's so
Yeah. So we are going to end the episode here. And I don't know what we're going to do next time. More exploring of Baldur's Gate. Possibly talking to all these targets. I don't know. Baldur's Gate is huge. So we'll see where we end up going. But thanks for watching, everyone. I'll see you then. Bye.